For this tutorial, we're going over the multiple A record conflict. So we are in domain settings. If you click on settings and then come down and click domains. And here it's going to show you all the connected domains that you have, as well as all the purchase domains that you have purchased through the CRM. Okay, so you can always purchase a domain, clicking the white button in the top. You can always connect a domain, clicking the blue button in the top. So we're going to connect a domain. Now this is going to take place if you own a domain from a different hosting provider and you want to point it to the CRM. It's really important to know that when you point a domain to your CRM, if it goes through, it's no longer going to be pointing anywhere else. So if you currently have a live website and you're thinking, oh, I just want to point my domain inside the CRM as well, it doesn't work like that. It's essentially the key that's unlocking the door to your website. And if you put that key in a different door, that other door is no longer going to work. So people would go to your website URL and they won't actually see your live website. They might get an error message until you link it to something inside the CRM. So just know that, this would be if you want to point the domain and link it to a funnel, a website inside your CRM. So if you go through this process and you get an error saying that you have multiple A records, what's actually happening is your DNS records have an A record that's pointing somewhere else. So maybe you had a website through a different provider, like Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy, and the A record is pointing to GoDaddy, Wix, Squarespace. So you can't have a domain that's pointing to multiple places. So what you'd need to do is actually go into your DNS settings wherever you own the domain. So in this case, we're taking a look at GoDaddy. You might have a different platform, but log in, click on and find Manage DNS. And what you'll see is you have these what are called an A record, okay? And it should be pointing to the exact location only that's provided in the CRM. So if we want to add a domain, let's say it's a domain that I know is being used, drtobylarson.com. And so here we can choose to add the records manually just so you can see what this looks like. So here it's telling us, okay, we want to add a record and we want to add a CNAME. So we would actually copy these values, pretty simple, and then we would come in and click add a new record for A, add a new record for the CNAME, and you'd want to make sure that those show up correctly and that they match. Now if you have multiple A records, essentially what that means is you'll see more than one A record here. So you can go to different pages and you can see I only have one A record for this domain and it's set up to point to the CRM. So it's working perfectly fine. So just go in, you would want to highlight your A records. You'd want to delete them. Know that if they're pointing to a different location, they're no longer going to work. But delete those A records and then just try resyncing and re-adding that through the CRM. Click verify records, and when you come back you'll notice that you have a connected domain if everything works. So try that out. Let us know in the comment sections if that works for you and if you have any other questions.